Hello, hello, Learn Programming. Why did you decide to port your blog to Python? I did not. I'm joking. I'm just preparing a demo comparing two different approaches to writing a static generator. One is the one that I wrote in Zig, one is the one that I'm writing in Python. The one that I'm writing in Python is not meant to be good. It's just meant to be fast to build, like to develop, to make. And yeah, it's not as good and it's definitely slower. So yeah, that's it. Don't take things that you read on the internet at face value. Python is absolutely slower than Zig. We'll see. In my case, it's going to be blazingly fast. Okay. You know what? Let's put like a proper to-do list here. Implement receiver syntax highlighting. Yeah, okay. So that's kind of the plan. I think I should go maybe make some tea. I already drank a bunch of tea today. Maybe we should not be drinking more tea. What type of application is suitable to use Python? If you're doing data science, if you're writing a program where you don't have to deal with gigantic amounts of data and Python is fast enough for what you're doing, if you're writing a program for an ecosystem where Python is already part of the ecosystem and people don't have to set it up only to use your thing, if, for example, you're making a video game, making it in Python, assuming that you're just uh, shipping a Python, like a directory with some Python files in it, that's not great because they need to install Python, then the right version, then you will probably have dependencies of some kind, and Python is going to be annoying to install, and then people will be forced to use crappy tools like Docker. So I'm not saying this to hate on Python. I guess my point is, over time, there have been some um, practical problems with Python and other languages, not just Python. Ruby, same thing. JavaScript, same exact thing. Like nothing changes compared between all these languages in that sense. And so, yeah, basically, the languages that people previously thought that were, in a sense, too hard, in the past, people used to say, well, they still say it actually, C is too complicated. There's things that it's not practical to use C for, and so you just use Python because it's faster and quicker and it's just as good. But now, what's happening with languages like Rust and Zig, the friction and the bar for you to be able to do lower level programming is being pulled down pretty significantly. So that, in a sense, makes Python a less useful tool. Honestly, in a good way. Also, that doesn't negate the fact that Python has been very useful in the past. Python has been great for me when I was at university. I used Python to learn a lot, for sure. Um, but then the point is that if you are a professional software developer and you are in a context where you want to make high quality software, um, let's say for an end user, then in the past maybe Python would have been more viable than it is today. So yeah, hopefully that kind of answers the question at least partially. Hey Techatrix. Yeah, next episode of the Zine rag pool. Man, Lucas was so surprised by the rag pool. That was so funny. um okay, so this is where we left off the last time. We basically have a thing that uh, prints stuff to public, and it kind of does a good job at that. Okay. So let me think. Okay, you know what? I do want to go make some tea regardless, I think. I'll be right back. Okay, 2 minutes and the tea should be ready. So, hello everybody. Welcome to I don't know, messing around with Python stream a little bit more. Hopefully this is going to be the last stream on this topic. So we got our stuff going. We got our code working. Just one file, not that many lines even. Like most of this is like, I don't know. Well, not even boilerplate, but yeah, not a lot of stuff going on here. There's one thing that I wanted to do, which is make this function a method of page. Since this returns a page, we basically give it to the page class, put this up top, loadMD becomes just load, and then we do pages is page.load. Hopefully I'm using the Python syntax correctly. Let's see if it still runs. It still runs, so we're good. Let me break it on purpose. It breaks. Perfect. So we're good. We are still in business. Okay. So next is we need to add syntax highlighting. So we need to figure out how to make this work. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Whew. Man, this is still so hot. So let's take a look. What's the state of three-seater interaction in Python? So Python syntax light three-seater. What's the best highlighting algorithm? Oh, there's use with Pi three-seater. Oh, there we go. This seems interesting. Let's see. From three-seater import language, comma parser. Wait, import three-seater Python st as Python. From three-seater import language parser. Wait a second. Installation specializes on library dependencies and provides precompiled wheels for all major platforms. Pip install three-seater and then pip install three-seater Python. Huh? These are two different packages, my dude. What are we talking about? I think this might be more complicated than I thought it would be. Hmm. So then you call parser.parse bytes UTF-8. Okay. Inspect the resulting three. Walk in syntax trees. Anything pattern matching. Right, because you have to run queries on these things. Yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I suspect that they don't have like a well, I don't know actually. I don't suspect anything, but it might be that they just don't have anybody who has done all the work like your site did to package everything into one solution. Maybe syntax aligning is just too complicated. Because let me think. So what we're missing is, yeah, it's actually what they were discussing here, right? What's the algorithm for highlighting? So is this what PyTreeSetter gives me? So that was it? So let's go back to PyTreeSetter for a moment. Basic parsing. Walking syntax trees. Editing. No. Pattern matching. Maybe. Kinda. It doesn't show an example of syntax highlighting. So it's just And then here they have docs. Hey, Blurry Cat. I'm doing this work for a talk. I want to make a talk where I show the two different approaches: one where you build everything from scratch, one where you just shop for dependencies. And what I'm doing right now is that I'm making a Python version where the Python version is entirely the result of shopping for dependencies and not really writing that much code yourself. Yeah, for systems distributed, correct. So there's like just not a great way of doing this without writing a bunch of stuff yourself manually. That is annoying. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for using dependencies, and that's it. I'm a web developer. Can I jump to Zig, or is it just a waste of time? Well, if when you say I'm a web developer, you're implying that web development is all you care about, and you're not interested in anything else, then, and when we say making websites, well, being a web developer, you mean that in the sense that you want to, well, straight up create websites, create web services, and you're not even interested in the mechanics of how those things work. Like, so if you don't see yourself writing a HTTP parser, learning precisely how, I don't know, DNS stuff works, how past using it, I'm talking about like being able to re-implement those things. If you don't care about that, then yeah, no, Zig is not going to be great. If you are interested in more than just web development, if you are interested in web development, but you're also interested in learning the low level stuff when it comes to web development, so not just pumping out, well, long story short, HTTP translators to a database, because at the end of the day, that's mostly what you do, right? You just expose a database to the web over HTTP, more or less, one way or another. If you're interested in doing things past that, then yeah, they can be cool. So I'm not sure I'm sold on this three-seater approach. Is there some other syntax aligning option for Python? I think there is. I'm starting to have flashbacks. There used to be a syntax highlighting library for Python. That it wasn't three-seat there. What is the name? Pygments. Yeah, there we go. I remembered. So home, demo. I don't know, languages. They have Zig. Nice. Yeah, I think we're doing Pygments. Get it. Package versions. Yeah. So it's on the package. Yeah. Pip install Pygments, which in our case is going to be uv add Pygments. Should it be Pygments? I don't know. Docs. Introduction and quick start. Highlight. Python lexer, HTML formatter. So we do want HTML formatter. We don't want the Python lexer necessarily. Well, let's see. It uses CSS classes by default, but you can change that instead of inline styles in order to avoid outputting redundant style information over and over. A CSS style sheet that contains all CSS classes possibly used in the output can be produced by HTML formatter that will get styledefs.highlight. So yeah, we totally want to do that. Options. Highlights function supports a fourth argument called outFile. Must be a file object if given. The formatted output will be then written to this file instead of being returned as a string. Okay. Get Lexer by name. Python. Get Lexer for file name. Get Lexer for meme type. Guess Lexer. Guess Lexer for file name. Okay. So I think we want this. Copy. Okay. Highlight. Get Lexer by name. HTML formatter. And then we do this. Where do we do this? Oh, this is now kind of problematic, right? Because now we need to modify how we deal with Markdown. How do we do this? So here for PM pages, get template and then applies the template. In load, we do markdown. Let's see if PyMarkdown has something that can help us here. This is not my Markdown thing. Actually, maybe this is it. I don't remember. PyMarkdown LNT. What? I hate that there's like 5 packages with very close name, and the package name, like you find it, the creator attribution is like kind of a hard quality to observe when you're clicking around. It's so annoying. So okay, so these are the right docs. Goals, features, output formats. Library reference. So markdown text, and then quarks, list of extensions. Right. Extension configs. In my case, I don't think I want an extension really. Let's see. Convert file. Wait, this library doesn't give me the ability to look at the AST at all. Oh no. So this library is just like, it's fine if you have Markdown and you want to poop out HTML, but the instant you want to do something, then you can't. Like, I mean, something to the AST, then you can't. Because it doesn't give you access to that at all. I guess you have to make an extension for it. Let's see what you can do with the extension API. Writing extensions for Python Markdown. Preprocessors alter the source before it's passed to the parser. Block processors work with blocks of text separated by blank lines. Tree processors modify the constructed element tree. Inline processors are common tree processors for inline elements such as strong. Post processors munch of the output. What? Well, I think we want a block processor. Phases of processing. preprocessors, block processors. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Test run, last child, dtab, lose dtab, block processor, block parser, block processor, blah, 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 blah. This example calls out important paragraphs by giving them a border. It looks for a fence line of exclamation points before and after and renders the fence block into a new style div. Would it be easier to use highlight.js? Yes, it would. It would be easier. But I'm trying to create a vague feature parity between Zine and this Python implementation. Just jumped in. Why are we rewriting Zine in Python? I'm making a static site generator in Python because I want to showcase in a talk that I'm going to give in a couple of months the difference between handcrafting everything in your program versus shopping for dependencies and then gluing those dependencies together. So actually, I think I want a tree processor at this point because I don't want to mess with I don't want to look at special syntax like this and then change how stuff works based on fancies of this kind. I want Markdown to properly recognize a code block, and then I want to modify the contents of the code block. Basically, I guess more precisely, I want to take the code block and turn it into an inline HTML block, I think, where we pump in the code. Actually, to be honest, this is kind of dumb. That's not really what we want to do. What we would want to do is to implement a renderer, but like this extension stuff has, I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe what we want is a not a preprocessor, but a post processor. Maybe what we want is a post processor because a post processor is actually the renderer. Maybe this library just has weird terminology for what is the renderer. Let's go find out. So we have pretty-fi3 processor, add line breaks to the HTML document. TOC3 processor builds a table of contents from the finished tree. Footnote div at the end of comment. Amend div created by footnote 3 processor with duplicates. Inline processors. Asterisk abbreviation wikilinks footnote. Patterns. In version 3.0, a new, more flexible inline processor was added. The original inline patterns, which inherited blah blah blah. Post processor. Raw HTML. Restore raw HTML from HTML stash, stored in HTML block preprocessor, and code highlighters. Code highlighters? We have code highlighters? There was no mention anywhere that we have code highlighters. We have code highlighters? Unescape footnote post processor. Huh? Working with raw HTML. I'm so confused. Highlighters is only mentioned. Restore raw HTML from HTML stash. You want both a tree and a post processor? Like it mentions syntax highlighters just in one place? I don't get it. I guess I want to see the implementation of. I know that we shouldn't be looking at source code, but I'm kind of curious of seeing the implementation of this thing. Oh no, don't tell me that the docs cannot bring me to source code. The docs do not bring me to source code. Of course. Why would they bring me to source code, right? Python Markdown can output documents in either HTML or XHTML style tags. Right. Output format. Oh, right. It's just 2 strings that you pass in. Oh, look at this. There we go. That's what they had one. They have code highlight. Just typoed on purpose. Code highlight using pigments. There we go. So you need to have pigments installed. Yep. Then blah 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 blah. It looks at the shebang. These colons. Wait, what do you mean? Does this not support triple backtick stuff? I am turbo confused. What? Why can't they do this but for code blocks? I feel like I'm going insane. Sane lists. New line to break. Metadata. Legacy emphasis. Legacy attributes. Legacy attributes? Oh shit. What? So you can put this anywhere and then this applies to the paragraph? The fuck? My approach to these certainly isn't perfect, but this is blowing my mind. You put the ID inside the alt text, right? What's admonition? RST style admonitions to markdown con documents. Metadata. It's for front matters, but weird. I guess these things were created before everybody kind of standardized around the, let's say, modern way of doing front matters, I guess. But this code light stuff is genuinely blowing my mind. Like, why does this not support triple backtick? You know what? I will assume that the docs are outdated. I will assume that the docs are outdated. So extensions code highlight. Copy, let's go. Okay, so far so good, but let's go add some actual source code. So to bar, okay. It's not syntax highlighted. Wait, are you serious? What am I missing? There's indentation. Oh. So this thing doesn't support triple backticks? But why? Why does it not support triple backticks? Everybody supports triple backticks, dude. Pygments formatter, custom HTML formatter. Okay, so you can override this. I tried it earlier. It did not work. Actually, you know what? No, you're right. I didn't try it with bare triple backticks. We can try. Triple single quote. That's not markdown. This extension is... I guess it is what it is. Code highlight is completely backwards compatible, so that if a code block is encountered that does not define a language, the block is simply wrapped in pre-tags and output. Code highlight backticks. Wait, what? Okay, this is another thing, but like what code highlight pigments, like this is clearly some Python bullshit thing. There's a space. Will the space make a difference? No. Why does it work here? It's established. I've established that code line. Aside from being generally temperamental, that is not a word you want to ever use to describe a parser. Breaks when there is a list immediately before it. Use fence code. Oh, there we go. Then I wander into the other sub-extensions of Pygments and tried adding the fence code extension explicitly and trying to use the fence code example works better. So proceeding with code. Wait, no, dude. wait. Why is it squiggly lines? Why is it squiggles? What? I found another solution. Markdown 2. Python Markdown 2. Markdowner. What? But where is fence code coming from? Because it wasn't listed right in here. Oh no, there we go. Fence code. I'm dumb. Okay. Okay, fuck it. Let's add fence code and then let's see what happens. What is going on here though? Holy cow. Well, it works. Okay, we got it working. We got it working. Nah, this dependency survived. Nice. I guess. Okay. So now I think it's time to port my blog. So we successfully did this. I guess. What's funny is that it wasn't even that fast. it took me some time to discover that there was built-in support for code. Well, first of all, I started with three-seater and then realized that nobody did the three-seater work to prepackage it nicely. Then I remembered about Pygments. Then I thought I would use Pygments myself. And then I saw that the library already had support for Pygments. But then I added the thing that supposedly added support for that. But then it was confusing. And then I had to install another extension that I didn't notice immediately, which is Fans Code Block, because that was apparently an optional thing. And then by installing both of them, now it works. Port block next? Yeah. Yeah, I think this is it. No, I copied it as a repo. Now it takes forever. I think I will remove also assets at this point. It doesn't really matter. I'll leave it there for now, but yeah. Okay. So we're going to simplify these. Layouts. I think it's just going to be like... index and post, I think, basically. We don't have template inheritance. Wait, do we have template inheritance? Actually, I was thinking we don't. No, actually, we do. Jinja has that, right? Template inheritance. Okay, we have base.html, which defines blocks. And then the child template says extend base.html. Okay, so this shouldn't be too bad. I don't care about footer. I do care about content. Yeah. I guess. Oop. I was losing my hold on the cup. Okay, so we have this stuff. We lost the RSS feed. We don't. I don't think we care. Do we actually? Maybe we do care. You know what? Maybe I'll restore the XML template. We'll see. Okay, so this is gonna be the home page. Then we have all the content pages, right? Oh, that's also gonna be fun. Wait, we also have to fix post. Never mind. So we have this done, but now we need to fix post. Okay, not a big deal apparently. I'll have to implement, I think, this logic in Jinja somehow afterwards. Although, well, we don't have these concepts. We don't have the concept of previous and next page, but we can implement this stuff actually. Like, we implement enough to support this use case. I would say we can do that. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be terrible. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we renamed everything to .md. Well, and now it's a matter of porting everything. I think this is actually not that bad. Wait a second. I think this is like remove dots. Well, remove actually, yeah, it's not as simple as that. We want to remove dots from field names. So it's like it's either beginning or line or space. Something like this. But it's a regular expression. It's not an S. In any case, we can do dot. We can do, I guess, dot, or we can like this. That selects some. Uh, like this, more specifically. Okay. That leaves these three guys here, though. And then there's the problem of equal signs, which needs to become a colon. And then commas just need to go. I believe this is valid YAML. Oh, there's also the date thing. But this is not valid YAML. Good news is that alternatives are not going to be present in the other things. So let's remove alternatives for now. Yeah, this should be validiamo. Let's see if we can do something better. I wish I could put this stuff in a macro. I never use macros in Helix. Let's see how those things work. Documentation. Um, record macro. Uppercase Q. Replay macro, lowercase q. Okay. Uppercase Q. Visual. Uh, visual. Actually, no, wait. How do you stop recording? There's no stop recording. How do you stop recording? Uppercase Q is also stop. That makes sense. Okay. I can do select dash dash dash. No, I can do find dash dash dash. If I do find with visual, it doesn't select from where I am to the triple dash. So but now that I have it in here, can I do visual mode and then next? Yes, but it doesn't select everything in between. Shift next. No. Go to. Nah. I think it's something like this. Problem is next character. I want instead match brackets. Why not start on the second thing and then go to the beginning? Because I wish I could. It could be something that I can repeat. Like I tab into a file, boom, run it. Tab into a file, run it. That kind of stuff. I think extend search next is kind of what we would want. Also, how do you run these commands even if they're not bound? Wait, let me double check this. Visual mode. Extend search next. It still doesn't match stuff in between. That is so weird. Okay, so I guess what we want to do is next and then visual mode and then go to the beginning. I guess that's what we have to do. So next, visual, beginning, then select dot, then um, then I guess till equal sign, move one over, replace colon, then I guess we need to go to line and delete. Then this does not fix date though. And the problem is if I do date, then I will be searching again something else, and I would need to do search, but over with using a different register, which I don't know how to do. I think I can still do X, and then select, at date, open parentheses, literal open parentheses, enter, delete, go to line, delete. And then, right. And that's my macro. let's see how things go now. Okay, so this was done. This was done. These kind of worked, except it didn't do anything with draft. But I guess I'll take it. Oh shit, this one has more weird shit in it. But that's fine because I can just nuke it. It's kind of sad that it doesn't grab a draft, but you know what? I guess I'll take it. Oh, this one is kind of weird. Oh, that was the problem. The problem is that I'm placing I'm placing date inside the search thing. So that's what's causing the problem. Oh well. Fuck, I should have searched explicitly for the triple thing. That would have solved it. Oh well. But macros are cool. God, what did the macro do? Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, right. No. All right, I think we did it. Hopefully this is valid YAML. I'm not even 100% sure. Hopefully it works well enough. Um, you can use that P to get the macro string edited and then add Y it back. Wow, holy cow. Okay, next time maybe. Okay, so we kind of did it at this point. What are we missing? We're missing, to be able to run this stuff and see if it works, we're only missing one thing in templates. Which is this. We need to print the content. And here we have blah, 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 a bunch of stuff. Index, we have subpages. This thing doesn't exist yet. So we need to add support for this somehow if we want to have this. Otherwise, we'll have to leave it at that. And then page. In post, we need to we need to at the very least fix where is it? The title, page.title. So we need to ginger this. I think it's like this. And then we need to at least do this. Was it content safe? Yeah. Okay, just so that at least we have something to show. I think we can try it now and see how it goes. You know what? I'll keep the editor here, and I'll do the UV run stuff in here. All right. Okay. So we were able to process a bunch of files. For a bunch of them, everything went well. But then we failed. Oh shit, we expected it to be called template. Never mind. We successfully load markdown files. We pooped ourselves. You know what? I think we're going back to layouts because I don't want to change this. So move templates to layouts. We move it back to layouts. And then in here we go in main.py and we okay, try again. Okay, we got into some other kind of trouble. We're trying to load the template. And then we can't find it. Really? And that caused trouble. Does it say index SHTML? Oh, fuck. Right. We can rename those. They don't have to be named HTML. I think base needs to stay base HTML, but index can become SHTML and post can become SHTML, I think. END? Why is it always END? Okay, something is slightly... Why is it END? Oh, it's because I have files that are named index.md, and so we are like... we're doing silly stuff. But we successfully... Oh, Amlag posted the proposal. Let me see. Time for some more tea. Yeah, no, jokes aside, I was in a call. I don't remember every single detail, but I remember the general gist of the problem with capturing error. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna read all of it, but yeah, it makes sense. Let's see if people complain about it. One sad face. Rape in any case, we're gonna have to fix some of our code to update to this. Okay, let's handle the case where the markdown file is named index.md, and in which case we output it to someplace different. So here we are saying out directory is public / p dir path / p.name.md. I think I think the fact that we're seeing this print END is kind of weird. But regardless, so here's how we do it. What is the problem here? No parentheses? Why is the fact that this is boldened? It's because the receiver is unhappy. What am I doing bad? Also, this doesn't need parentheses actually. I guess I'll have Python tell me what I'm doing bad. Unmatched parentheses. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. We got it. Yeah, the problem is that we don't have the list of pages, and like kind of we have to go in blind. I don't know. Block. No, this is not exactly right, is it? Wait a second. Uh, where's my content, dude? Where's the where's like, you know, like the content? So was it wrong in calling it content? No, it is called content. That is where we put this stuff. Oh, I did. I did. There we go. Okay. So we are kind of working in spec. We do get syntax highlighting. We don't have CSS for supporting this, but we're going through the motions. Yeah. Why tell people about what they're doing wrong when you can surprise them, right? Yep, sorry. Okay. So there we have it. How fast is it? Good question. Thank you for asking. Um, let's see. So we do hyperfine, 10 runs of warm up. It pooped itself. Oh, because I'm in the wrong directory. Uh-oh. 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 It's taking 376 milliseconds. That's kind of a lot. That's kind of a lot. We take 17 milliseconds in Zine. We actually do more work also. The Python is right now not doing, and I think I'm gonna try to add also to incorporate some of that work. Also, I forgot another X20. Yes, with a debug build. Let's make a release build. Yeah. So, bit of a difference, huh? And like, let's say that you want to, let's say that you want to improve performance of the Python version. Like, how do you do it? There is no way for you. There is no reasonable way for you to improve the performance of the Python version. Like, you're kind of cooked at this point because either you start implementing yourself some of the work that your dependencies do, but then again, that's not enough, right? Because it's not enough for you to take on responsibilities that right now you're delegating to your dependencies. Because what you have to do now is you have to rewrite it in a lower level programming language. Like the only reason why Python is even remotely competitive, like it's clearly like it's orders of magnitude slower than Zig, but the only reason why it's even remotely competitive, it's because a lot of stuff is being done by C under the hood. So the only way that you can make this thing faster is to basically do more stuff in C that you're currently not doing. And even then, it's not going to be great because we all know that, like, well, not necessarily all, but like in the Z community, we know that C is not really, oftentimes, C projects are not really doing the most efficient thing. They very often, they are, the C libraries are designed to be, well, not memory efficient, let's just say. They don't do data oriented design. They malloc all over the place. So, like, there is no escape for you if you do this other approach. Like, what do? There is no answer. Like, you're done. That's where you stop. There is no reasonable way for you to improve things. I would actually be delighted to be proven wrong. Like, does anybody in chat have a different opinion on this? Because it really seems to me that like if you weren't doing Zig and you were just a Python developer, like what do you do at this point? There is nothing for you to do at this point. Like you don't even you don't even have the visibility into the actual concrete things that you can do. There are so many things that you can do to improve things, but right now you don't even have that. Well, you know what? One, I guess, could be multi-threading. I'm not doing multi-threading right now. We could try to parse the markdown files in parallel. That much we could do. Yeah. Um, by the way, we kind of like started. We now feel a little bit more what's going on. Like we definitely start feeling it more. Profile it. No, I don't think I want to do that. Because you could do incremental builds. Well, Zine itself does not support incremental builds, so incremental is complicated. Oh, you know what though? That's a good point. In the sense that you could still do incremental compilation. Like you could do incremental compilation for the Python version. That is an improvement that you could make where if the website is big enough, you start feeling the need. Actually, I would even argue this. This is another very interesting point. When your baseline is this high, um, for what it's worth, the Python version you've built is 20 times faster than what I've been doing with Pandoc. Really? You're saying this because Pandoc is slow? Is there like is there an easy way to get Pandoc to do this transformation that we just did, but kind of like on its own? What if I do Pandoc Jinja? Oh, you CLI it. Holy cow. Like you CLI the fuck out of everything. Jesus. Jesus. Okay. This thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it. RoboPros. What? So let's try to do some multi-threading in Python. Let's add maybe a function to list all pages so that we can have the home page. What about page.next though? How do you do page.next? Well, that's actually not that problematic. The problem is that then we have to write Jinja. Ugh. So have a nice day, Graceful. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's say in pages, blah 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 blah. So we want to sort the pages first, I guess, by date. How do you sort in Python? Key equals string.casefold. Sorted. Sort is in place. But it's only defined for lists, which is fine for us. What can you give it? You can give it key. Specifies a function of one argument that is used to extract the comparison key for each list element. Okay. So pages.sort key equals lambda p.date. So we sort by date. We probably want reverse equal true. Then the context we want to pass front matter, and then we want to pass, I don't know, like all pages, side pages. Something like this, and then we would want to pass like prev and next, but for now let's pass all pages, and let's do the index page. So how do we do this? In index, where's my loop? Here's my loop. Woof. Yeah, let's go find out about ginger loops. Ginger. Wait, is it commands? No. Ginger. Variables, filters, tests, comments, escaping, line statements, template inheritance, list of control structures for user in users. Yes. Wait, it wants percent single curly percentage. Okay. So for paging all pages, page.fm.title, page.fm.date. It's gonna be ugly, but it should be fine. P.date is not a thing. You're right. And then it's square bracket. Okay. Kinda. The link is wrong because we need to also put in the link, which I believe we can do, honestly. We can like make a slightly simplified version of the actual logic and kind of make it work. It's page.dirpath. Oh, but without content, right? That is so annoying. You know what? Maybe we could record this information without content in it. When we write down their path, we take out content and then we strip that out elsewhere. We just do it there. There we go. Now it works. Now we can link. Okay. Did this have any visible performance impact? Hmm. Maybe 1 millisecond. I think we were at 70. Well, actually, we were at 370 watt. I don't remember. I was visible somewhere else. I don't know. Okay, but like nothing serious. Let's add maybe prep next now. So how do we get the index? I think it's like this. Hey Matt, you microsig? Nice. Yo, holy shit. Wait, how long has it been since you made a release? Holy cow. Three months. Well, congrats. Nice. Actually, let's see new contributors. Let's see how many new contributors you have. Nice. Wait, I know this guy. Nice. Let's see. Yo. Yo. Microzig is a toolbox for building embedded applications in Zig. Why Zig? Zig is an excellent programming language for embedded systems. Explicit allocators. Zig's convention of passing an allocator interface to functions that may allocate results in a single standard library that is seamlessly used on freestanding targets. Cross compilation. Zig's powerful build system targets many embedded architectures. Microzig builds on top of this system to target specific microcontrollers. See interop. Directly include and link C code with no FFI overhead. Strategic friction. Aspects of programming that are tricky need to be explicit and even verbose at times. Nullable pointers, pointer casting, integer conversions, etc. Nice. Why microzig? Tooling. Microzig extends the Zig build system for microcontrollers. This includes generating memory mapped I/O bindings from register descriptions, generating a default linker script for your microcontroller, which you can override, giving you access to modules that provide high-level APIs for interacting with your CPU, low-cost abstractions. No abstraction is zero cost. Wait, I think I heard differently, but okay. But we found the right fit at different layers. For example, our MMIO interface feels high level, but every call results in a single read modify write to a register. Okay. Bring your own hardware. Microzig is developed as a mono repo, but you can switch out any layer and use the overall framework. Provide your own register definitions for an uncontributed microcontroller or build a custom PCB. Yet, still use the Microzig build system and extra components such as our generic driver library. Okay. 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 You might want to mention the new version in the devlog, maybe. Docs. Source. Linking on the Raspberry Pi Pico. Nice. Matt, this is a huge improvement. Awesome job. So I don't know exactly what your experience was writing this stuff. I imagine it might not have been immediately obvious what to put in here, but I think you did a pretty decent job explaining what is the point of this project in a concise way so that people can, kind of get a feeling for what you're going for and what you value and what you consider important. It's great to have these, to state this right up front on the homepage. Nice. Awesome. Good job. Wait, did my Python thing die? I guess I killed it. Right, because it was performing benchmarks. Okay, let's add prev next. So I think it's, I don't remember, is the index before or after the thing? I don't remember which order you get these things from range. Oh well. Oh, is it? Oh, you're right. It's not range. It's enumerate. I remember that you had to wrap it in something. I forgot what it was. Yeah, thank you. How is Python's if-else expressions? I forget how they work. They work kind of in a backwards way. I think it's success case. So success case would be pages at I minus 1 if I greater than 0, else none. Yeah, weird. Holy cow. Next, pages I plus 1 if I lower then len of pages -2, else none. -1 is the index of the last element in the list. Right. So, okay, let's see. If, I guess we can kind of do it in a similar way. Can we do and or? Please tell me we can do and or. Please tell me we can do and or. Oh, well, yeah. Seems that you can do this. You can put and somewhere. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah. Um, Kinda. Oh, it's a relative path, so it's borked. Okay. That is not a big deal. We can fix this. We can fix this. Let's go towards the final one. Yeah, okay, there's no private, there's only next. Okay, so the reverse was wrong then. Oh, no. You want reverse here, but then you want to have opposite logic for private next. Okay, there you go. And with this, the logic is more correct. So this is the same, but then this says, yeah, there's only back. Then if we go to the first one, there's only next. Well, yeah, we did it. It works. It works. It works. There's also home in the mix, which is kind of weird, but it's fine. So by instrument, no, I don't want to. I don't want to analyze. It's just slow in general, man. Let's add multi-threading first. In any case, with pool 5 as P, okay. Well, no, but this is multiprocessing. Fuck. Exchanging objects between processes. Oh no. Okay, Python multi-threading list. Import thread pool. Copy. With thread pool and CPUs. Oh god, how much? Map async. Chunk size equals chunk size. Okay, we're gonna need to import some stuff. So let's start with CPU count. Then import thread pool. Good. Okay. I feel like these two should be kind of top. Then multiprocessing is the way to go. Yeah, but that requires serializing way too much stuff. I guess we can check which we should do. I don't know. Let's see. It shouldn't be too different though, right? So I guess this is what we want to change. If NCPUs, wait, oh, I forget what this thing is. Also, This is defining this thing in here, and then it exists outside. The fuck? Does Python have it has or right? So we can do this. We can do CPUs equals or threads. Or you know what? Let's just call it CPUs. CPU underscore count. Or I don't know, 2, 1. Okay, what was the simpler version? Pool.map. And now we need to see what the pool.map does. Wait, super fast Python? Wait a second. Continue with recommended cookies. Bro, you son of a bitch. Like, why? Look at this. What is legitimate interest? Go fuck yourself. I'm assuming the map has the same signature in both cases. Man, these docs are not great, honestly. It's. I guess it could be worse, but it could also be better, man. Okay, we got pool map. Map function iterable chunk size. Okay. What's the function? It has to be lambda. I think that's how it has to be. Let's see how this goes. I don't have pool. Right. Oh shit. I went everywhere and I forgot to. And somehow I forgot to initialize the map with pool 5sp. Thread pool. Okay, so I don't think we gained much. We lost. It's slower now. It's slower. Okay, let's do the other pool, but I think passing stuff around is complicated, right? You don't have, you can't just do this. Can't get local object and then the lambda. Fuck, man. So in multiprocessing, yeah, this is gonna be turbo S. This is gonna be turbo S because map async. Yeah, no, multiprocessing is a mess. Because multiprocessing requires serializing everything. And like serializing the inputs is not a problem because the input is more or less a path. But then you have to serialize everything else, the front matter. It's silly. You spent all the time reading in memory the YAML data, and now you have to no. This is rip. I'm gonna leave it as is, like this, but then I'm gonna leave it commented out because it's just, I don't know, it's just worse. $474. 400 without it. Wait, why is it slower now? I think it was faster earlier. Why is it slower now? I think, wait, is it like just importing these things slower? No, it's just my computer. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, parallelism, I don't know, not a thing really. Is where's Python? Where's the GIL-less Python? Wait, I can disable GIL, whatever it's called. Python disable GIL. In 3.13, I have 3.13, I think. What? Bro? Bro? Okay, 3.13.3. You have to, I think you have to explicitly opt into this. Python GIL equals 0. Give me Python without GIL. Wait, how do I get the... How do I get the GIL-less version? I go... Oh, there it is. Python 3, free threading. Well, time to reinstall everything. Oh, no, I thought it would be worse. Okay. Bro. Wait, Python 3.13t? Oh, God. How do... Oh, no, we're back to messing with UV. No, dude. No, dude. Wait, do I have a .bamf? I do. I'm fucked. Like every time I have to touch UV, I'm dead. There is no escape for me. There's nothing I can do to make it work. I guess I could link it somewhere. I could uninstall the other Python. Does it lock over the Python like executable name? No, it's just the dependencies. It does write down the version, but it's just a constraint. How do I specify the Python executable name? Specify Python path, please. Python versions. Requesting a version. Additionally, a specific system Python interpreter can be requested with executable path, executable name. Yes. Yes. Python version file. Yes, please, dude. Please. Wait, how does it work? It doesn't tell me the syntax of Python version. What's the syntax? Post releases, pre-releases. So, hey Matt. $313T. Oh, let's fucking go. It found it. Okay, prepare your packages, dude. Okay, it worked. So without any extra thing, is it still the same as before? Yeah, still delicious. Actually, maybe slower. This is slower than before, I think. Python Guild 0 outside. I actually don't know if this should go outside, inside, or what. Made no difference. So I'm assuming this was a no op. Put it inside. Oh yeah, it seems to be making progress faster. No, never mind. What? Does it even do anything? Oh, wait a second. That's on me. That's on me, chat. I need to enable the multi-threading stuff. Otherwise, what even is the point? Of course. I don't know if you should go inside, outside, or what. Okay, so we're getting slower. Does it go outside? Wait, is it in quotes? Why am I seeing this? Do I put time at the beginning? I guess. So oh, okay, I see. So with Guild enabled, it's turbo slow. With Guild disabled, it's less slow, but it's still slow. Still slower than single threaded? Can somebody explain what is going on with Python? What? Am I missing something? I mean, obviously, this is just one use case. Are you using threading? I am. Yes, I am. I am. I uncommented this. I uncommented this. And then I'm doing the thing. I'm importing thread pool from multiprocessing. Well, no. Wait. Threading in Python, yeah. Hello, Mlag. Welcome to the stream. I have installed a build of Python, experimental free threading build. They were able to remove the GIL. It's experimental, but it's in Python. They released it. So Python 0.13 supports disabling the GIL. And it supports disabling the GIL, but also It doesn't seem to do much. That's the problem. But yeah, they worked on that. The problem is, I don't know. So Guild enabled turbo slow. Guild disabled slow. Try Python 0.14. I don't know if I have 0.14. I think I go up to 0. Sorry, 0. 3.13. I don't go to. I'm assuming you meant 3.14. Or wait, are you making up a Z joke? In any case, yeah, this is the best one. This is the best thing we can do, I think, for now. I don't think we have anything better than that. Also, I have 3 billion different Pythons installed on my computer at the same time. Jesus. But the thing is that this is still slower than this other one. Like the multi-threaded version is slightly slower than the single-threaded version with the guild disabled. Let's print how many CPUs we think we have, because this might be a thing. Yep, no, we correctly state that we have 12 CPUs. So we should be doing some parallelism. I don't know. It's confusing. Situation is kind of confusing and annoying and sad also. Almost regretting not going with JavaScript. Well, so this is the situation. This is how it goes with Python, I guess. Although, you know what? Maybe the point is that this is not super complicated. You know what we are also not parallelizing? This guy. We should parallelize this guy. Let's make this also parallel and see how that goes. I guess that's all the stuff that you have to pass in necessarily. Yeah. Oh, you don't even have to specify it. Oh well. Okay, so show me. Oh, wait, map. And there's also IMAP laser version. There's also star map. Is it in here? Oh, no. IMAP unordered. Okay. Then there's apply. Apply function arguments. Okay. So either these or apply render page. So this would be the parallel version. Oh, expects this as a tuple. Value error pool not running. I don't know, man. What am I supposed to do? Close terminate join. What am I supposed to do, man? Result equals apply async. Oh, right. No, you're right. Oh my god, I'm dumb. We need this. I'm a silly goose. That wasn't me. Yeah, we gain 50 milliseconds, but no, never mind. It's like super imprecise. So this is the fully thread pool version. And this is the fully blocking version. I don't know. Oh, man. Another thing that we could do is avoid starting the thread pool and stopping the thread pool twice, and instead, oh yeah, right. This is with everything running at the same time. So no, we don't do this. It's slower. It's slower. I don't know. Well, that's I think that's kind of it. We did what we could with Python. We made a reasonable comparison between the two. It's not exactly 1-to-1. Zine does more stuff than the Python version. The Python version doesn't parallelize. Maybe we, you know what? Maybe we can compare single-threaded Zine versus this. Single thread. The single threaded. There we go. How much faster is Python? So the GIL stuff, while you can disable it, it doesn't seem to be doing anything good, because so you have single threaded Python, which is kind of slow, but then you enable multi-threading and it's slower, but there's the GIL. So you turn off the GIL and it's still slower than the single-threaded version. And I'm guessing that depending on the workload, at some point, I'm hoping you will gain something from multi-threading. But in this case, it's like doing the parsing and the rendering and the evaluation of templates in parallel is not a bad idea. It's like what do you call it? It's embarrassingly parallel, and it's weird that you lose performance instead of winning. It's turbo weird. So like Zine in single-threaded mode still takes 15 milliseconds to build. And by the way, I ported my blog also to this other thing, so we have a point of comparison. Single-threaded Zine is still insanely faster. I don't know. Well, I think that's it. I really think that's it. What did we learn today? I don't know. We learned that the guild stuff going on with Python is, I mean, they do say it's experimental, so maybe we're hitting some kind of thing that I haven't fixed yet. But at the same time, we're not doing anything particularly weird. That said, we don't know what the Markdown parser is doing. The Markdown parser might be locking stuff behind the scenes. Jinja might be locking stuff behind the scenes. We don't know. Yeah, we could profile, but I don't know. It's still slow. Like after we profile, what do we learn? That like even if we learn that some things are slow, the point is that I don't want to touch my dependencies, right? The point is that I'm being a developer that doesn't want to touch dependencies. So this is it. This is as good as you can make it, I think, with Python. Yeah, when it comes to baseline performance. You can add more features. You can replace slow apps with other slow apps, sure. You can implement incremental. Incremental will give you some benefits. And also, this is interesting. The fact that your baseline is this slow kind of makes it feel to you that incremental is more important. In my case with Zine is so fast that I was able to get away with not implementing incremental compilation or caching basically, because it's so fast that we can just rerun the entire build for even decently big websites. Well, when you're running the web server, when you're running the development server, we run the full build and it still feels instant to you. Obviously, there will be websites that are going to be big and complicated enough that this will not hold true. So eventually we will have to make Zine implement some kind of caching in order to support decently, in order to have a good development experience for big websites. But with Python, you kind of start needing that even for a blog that has 7 posts in it. Something to keep in mind. Well, with this, I think this is the end of my Python adventure. So next I'm gonna basically take what I developed here and make it part of my talk. And hopefully I will be able to deliver an entertaining talk. I don't know, we'll see. So thank you all for hanging out. I hope that you learned something, I guess. And I will see you next time. Isn't anybody doing Zig on Twitch? Nobody seems to be doing Zig, so I will be calling it a day. Let me double check. I wasn't checking the right section. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna be lazy and just call it a day. Thank you all, and see you next time. I'm not gonna send you to a Python stream. That's one thing for sure. See you next time.